This thing that we're going to do here this weekend, where we're going to like take counsel with each other in a serious way about the condition of the world and what it is, not just our privilege to do something about, but our obligation as citizens to do something about. This is to be understood as something that, what do you do for your citizenship? What do you do to get to drive on these nice freeways? What do you do to get to feel like you're in a free country? You pick the nits and lice off that country when you have a chance. You try to make that country so it lives up to what it's supposed to be.
So my hope is that the movement will stay interconnected, that the peace movement and the global justice movement and the deep ecology movement and the feminist movement and the queer movement and the multicultural anti-racist movement that all these movements will maintain their interconnections, and we won't lose sight of the big picture, just to fight George Bush, that we won't lose the sight of the greater picture, because George Bush has been a great gift to us. No time in our history have more people been mobilized for the good fight than were mobilized this past year to fight George Bush. So I hope that we remember that it's not about George Bush, but it's rather about Summertown and Pumpkin Hollow and Moonshadow and the places where we're creating community and creating the new society, as opposed to, it's not about overthrowing George Bush, though seeing regime change begin at home, of course, would be a good thing. It's not about that. It's about building the new world.
Actually, I think it's been one of the best conferences I've ever been to. I've been an activist for almost 30 years, and I've gone to a lot of conferences. And to be honest, a lot of times the workshops and various things, you don't really learn that much at conferences. I've gotten to the point where I usually go just to network. But I think at this particular conference, I've gotten more solid information and made better contacts than I have in most.
We have a fantastic opportunity in front of us to do things in terms of transforming the culture in the United States in a way that we haven't had since the Vietnam War, and we are excited and afraid, and now is the time.
There are ways that we can get better at getting along, and it all starts with communication. So the more that we can communicate with each other and continue this, the more we will really set up the paradigm.
Between print, video, media people, internet, and what I'm finding in Peace Roots Alliance is that I need all three, because I can put it on the internet, but I'm going to reach a lot more people sometimes if I can hand them a newsletter, because I've got to get them to go to my website. I can put a newsletter in their hands.
I don't think there's any one highlight. I've enjoyed everything that I've engaged in here immensely. Just had a wonderful time.
I think there's amazing people doing amazing things all over the country that are here, and wonderful connections are being made. And it's the kind of conference that the real connections happen outside of the events, and just people hanging around, having what we're doing, just talking. And I think a lot's going to come out of it that you won't see immediately.
To look around and meet each other's eyes. Take a look at all these beautiful people. We've come from all over the country, some of us from all over the world. We're all coming from this heart space. We're held by this land in the heart of this beautiful community. And in the times that come when it looks like everything out there is terrible, we can think back to each other and what we're doing and take strength from each other. Try and reach out, strengthen these networks. Here we are, the co-creators of a healthy culture.
If you want to make real changes, if you want to make lasting changes in society, in the world, if you want to do something in your life that's meaningful, think about making a commitment, a long-term commitment. Think about what's really important to you in your life, and then look at people who have actually made real and lasting fundamental changes, like Martin Luther King, like Rosa Parks, like the forest activists who have sat in trees for years and years and have finally saved thousands of old-growth trees. That's the kind of activism that we need now. That's the kind of dedication that we need to make sustainable, enduring changes. And so I think that's the most important thing I could say to anybody is look into your heart and figure out what you're going to do for the long run. You're going to have many disappointments along the way, but ultimately, if you commit yourself to positive social, political, economic, and spiritual change, you'll see things in your life that will make you feel like you've done something right and fulfilled.